Ага, ёлалаб. И мы получим награду, а я пока на данный момент отправлюсь в Сумеру, по сути, или стоп. Мы же это задание уже взяли, вроде бы, як, да? А, мы не отслеживаем пока месть. Кое-что на замену. Опа. Оце то, що надо, потому що треба те задання виконати. А мені кажется, таки хоча б 20 камней столько дадуть, или скільки-то там. Такс. Ну. Ага. Так, я в итоге получаю 2 нагороди, вот так вот. Ага. Ода Гарсії. Мені треба подивитися, що він хоче від мене. Где? А. Угу. Такс. А які печаті? Угу. Так, не, далі уже мы тут задание виконуємо, все. А, в портмоне, Саш. У мене є предложение сейчас ходить, якраз таки пока мы тут возле города, типа як на вот марионетку хоча б. Это чисто мое предложение, чисто так сходить на марионеточку. Я потом подумала, що ми сходимо все-таки на райден, типа на... Тоже, типа на марионетку или что там такое. А, фиг там. Треба тут... Ага. У нас времени буде зараз таки 1,5 часа максимум от сили, так що я повинна встигнути за это 1,5 часа хоча б на 2 боссов сходити і хоча б задання хоч якесь начать делать. Я предлагаю все-таки на марионетку сходить. Потом задання, хоч щось там, якісь одну місію, 2 сделать. І піти на радін, як варіант. Ну, 70-й левел лучше. Ми сходимо і на Ейн, типа як от эту. А, нам треба ще на подземелье сходити. Тільки це буде во вторник, по ідеї, как бы. Я вчера провтикала цей моментик. Ну, чтобы сделать люмин, типа, треба сходить на подземелье, то, что нам треба для странника, типа, як от ці книжечки. И проблема в том, что я ж на странника потратила почти все. Так, ща. Такс. Угу. Я поняла, что это мания величия, но это все норма. Так. О. Так. О. Замечательно. Так, 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 так. О, замечательно. Возможно, на 80-м левеле его можно было, конечно, дольше так продержаться, типа як, но зато хоть щось. Тем более с 5.0, типа, что боссы будут сильнее, но это не эти боссы, а те, что на возвышение, типа, уровня персонажа идет. Типа, як то, что я так зрозуміла, просто скоріше за все, то, что нам сделают как бы боссов сложнее. Привет, привет. О, благодарочка за то, что ты поставил лайк и подписался. Я это не забуду, не переживайте. Я благодарна за это. Ведь чем больше подписчиков, тем чаще я буду выкладывать видео, если что. Так что, если есть друзья, зови друзей. Так что, как-то так. Пока есть. Так. Ой-ой-ой. Стоп. Ага. Вот она, вот она. Не-не-не, я на это не поймаюсь. Их где? Так. Так, где? Ага. Так, чудесно. Ища Винс. Да, я так и думала. Такс. Так. Давай, давай. О, я встыхла. Так, вот так с площадку, потом вот так вот. Потом вот так вот, а потом уже вот так вот. Все? Серьезно? На 70-м левеле я его раз-два и укокошила. Зашибись. Но не дали, вони не дали мне того камушка синього, понятно. А хотя на боссов я могу сходить и завтра, типа, то есть я сходила на странника, это уже хорошо. То есть, если что, я хотя бы смогу как-то там... мне треба не... Я к этому... Мені треба странника делать. А я вже надумала. Ну, то есть, в нього по талантам просто, вот, тільки 8. Йому треба 12 этих. Алюмін на минутку треба 16, как бы. И, насколько я знаю, это тільки буде доступно где-то... Я пытаюсь вспомнить, подождите. Это буде в середу тільки от подземелья доступное. Вот в том-то и проблема, не завтра. По идее, да, на середу. Альхатайм это вторник, типа, яка странник обычно был в середу. Как легко запомнить, типа, які подземелья вам нужны, плюс, типа, когда именно какие дни. Просто запоминайте персонажей, яких вам треба прокачивать в эти дни, и все. Ну, тепер можна пройти, попитатися задання легенд, в принципі, хоч якесь. Я думала вже сходить рілі на то, чтобы там, типа, для люмин. Но, насколько я знаю, для люмин уже нам не надо ничего. Нам теперь надо подумать, на якого босса сходить. Ну. І вниз. Так, а ну-ка, ну-ка. О, технари тут.
I thought I told him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film. You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port Ormos?
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat, so I came to help out. The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out.
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got some...
Tainari's busy no matter where he is, huh? Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like, well, looks like Tainari might be busy for a while.
Так, цветочный долг, кровавый долг, ух ты. Вот это, конечно, заданица. Но у нас, не забывайте, у нас есть еще задания от их, где пути, как бы, есть. Так что, если что, у меня неделька еще буде якраз на то, чтобы их хотя бы уже пройти. Тем более, они же дают нам тоже камней столько по 60 камней столько за одно задание.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and...
It's getting...
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Incense?
From your attire, I imagine you seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I suppose that's accurate.
Paimon is Paimon. Thank you so much.
The traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of a sudden?
Have you ever heard of hay fever? To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollen...
But Paimon has seen these kinds...
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, well, that's good.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are.
Thanks.
I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air. Emily? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction...
Remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal.
The Spirit Borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no...
It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything to...
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the...
In addition to medicine, Emily is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari...
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned. The one...
Wrong again.
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste, right?
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears the same name.
Auguste, huh?
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's... that reminds me. Are you familiar with the Perfumania? Was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20...
Ну-ка.
It all started when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them. No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding. The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora. This resulted in countless... But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result. In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand...
10 million? Then what about now?
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high. Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was special. When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru.
Traveler, we should help Emily look for it.
I have to agree. Emily wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received...
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any... Divine, noble, one of a kind. all beautiful sentiments to be sure. When it comes to perfume, I want...
Wow, so no.
Of course, there's also... Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of a goose. And the rumor...
Okay, that's...
Ever since that rumor started, if I can dispel the then I'll be free from all the story...
That makes sense.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your...
Так, в середу я зайду в игру все-таки, чтобы хоть щось там на подземелье походить. Возможно, я даже не буду стримить, потому что, ну, блин, я по несколько раз буду ходить на то подземелье, где-то, ну, возможно, 5 раз или 6 раз я точно схожу на то подземелье. Так, что тут? Ага. Сколько вообще камней есть столько? Понятно. Я так поняла, то, що наводимуть стандартну легу, это опять, короче, буде оцей баннер, типа, в якому нужно буде вибирати вот этого персонажа і крутить дофіга раз, щоб його все-таки вибити. То есть він вам не випаде з першого разу і безплатно вам не достанется. Я не знаю точно, кто это так сказал, но потому что я дивилась стрім, я дивилась типа фрагменти, і там показали все-таки оцей баннер. То есть показали то, що помните, і було в прошлый раз, коли там було якесь обновлення, що був ще один баннер, типа як оце воно і буде. Так що не ждіть на халяву, прям такі аж п'ятизв'язочного, типа із стандарти. Я тоді помню, я вибирала еще і Ділюка, типа як, ну, увы. А все-таки. Оце, типа як сходить, фонтейн, так, сумеру. Ну я, увы, не можу. Да, я ж кажу, вот это тільки буде в середу і в суботу. Это буде вторник, п'ятниця. Ага, а это в неділю, це все. Ну что ж, тоді я предлагаю, чтобы кицин сделать. На цветке артерии все-таки походить. 1606, это маловато буде, я так скажу. На кицин, на минутку, нам надо будет... Ща. Якраз таки я тут найду оцей цветок артерии. Ща. Стоп, а мы сделали это... Как его там... Так, калькулятор. Блин, у мене, короче, осталась такой прикол. Кецин. В смысле? О. Вона у мене поки ніякого левела, но я хочу подивитися. От, наприклад, взяти перший левел її. Щоб її сделать, треба, короче, 418 в смысле. Это точно? Типа 418. Необходимый 90 на минутку. В смысле, так мало? Я не могу понять, реально. Я вообще не могу понять, 418 показывает теперь. Это если 70 левел. Серьезно, она так мало стоит. Ай. Ну, я на всякий случай схожу, сделаю. Я заметила, что в Сумеру лучше всего не мешать вот этому, то, что появляются зоны, а лучше подождать, пока они появятся, и там сундук достать, и дендрокул, если треба будет. То есть это як варіант, просто один із. Типа бігайте по лесу, шукайте оці зони. Так, ну. Такс. Что опять? Все уже, я могу идти забирать нагороду за це. Угу. Так, я вообще не могу понять этого прикола, если честно. Типа 400 чем-то, типа фиолетовых, тем более. Серьезно. Хай-хай. Такс. Тепер мені треба приготувати 20. А, хотя стоп. Тут у нас рядом оцей чувак есть. Такс. Ага. Такс. І йдемо готовить. Угу. Тут просто можно будет потратить мору плюс и подивиться, что и как, потому что я, если честно, немножечко волнуюсь, потому что как бы если это правда, то что дадут бесплатно, вот реально на халяву цих персонажей, ну просто по стриму я дивилась, это вроде бы як баннер буде, фіг його знає. Ukraine. I very bad speak English, sorry, very bad speak. И это правда, то есть я могу розмовлять на англійському, но не особо. Так, щоб я його могла казати щось, або щоб його розуміти. Такс. Ага. Угу. Окей. И что еще? Угу. Такс. Угу. English, no, I don't know, because I very bad speak English. I can speak something, but not very well speak. Because I don't understand something verbs, something phrases. Sorry, sorry. Oh, you see, I don't know how to say verb what I want to say. on English. Как бы я кажу о том, что я вот не смогла сказать то слово, что я хотела сказать на цьому английском, но, увы. Стоп. Не спешим уходить. 30 секунд как бы уже прошло, по идее. I don't know that you can on subtitles for this. Ага. Окей. Ага. Ну, блин, 50... Индия. Но я не могу вот тут сделать 2000 очков. Не могу. Окей. I will go banner круть. О, там же не сказано, что я должна крутить який банер. Який. Исполните 50 молитв. Ну так. Нигде ничего не сказано. Фух. Окей. Oh shit, purple, not gold, purple. Oh, really? Really? Ukraine. Как я уже и сказала, тупой вопрос, тупой и ответ. Как бы логика. Ага. Окей. І скільки у мене осталось? 1600, чтобы крутануть. Не хватает? Ну да, там же не так все просто. Ага. Эх, не хватило одного тільки. На все 10 штук мне хватит, в принципе. То есть на одну крутку есть. Но на 5.0 нам дадут вроде бы як за сюжетку. Тоже вроде бы там где-то десятку. Тобто примерно буде 1600. И еще вроде бы крутки за ежедневные входы. Там 7 дней типа заходить. То есть 2 крутки плюс 20 круток. Учтите, это уже 30 будет. Зашибись. Так, окей, we go to the there. Окей. Так, окей, go. Ага. What's your arc? What it is? Arc. Yes, it's arc. AR. Because I don't know. I don't understand this. Level. 58 or 57. Because I don't know, because I don't see. No. Now I will look what's its level in me. No. No, 7. 57, yes. Uh-huh. I say 57. Такс. Ага. Yes, I know. Because I don't have 60 level. Такс. Такс. А что за монстр нужен нам? Типа босс, точнее, на кицин. Куб? Не-не-не, я имею в виду, что нам надо... Что? Я не могу понять, что это. Таке синє. А ну-ка. Кольцо Борея. Ну, можно сходить. Но это все одно не то. Подождите-ка. Или то. Подождите-ка, я вообще провтыкиваю моменты. Не, это все нормально, это то. Yes. Что English? А что мне еще делать? Вон тут сидят англичане и требуют, чтобы я с ними общалась на английском. Хотя канал у мене український. На минутку, брат. Я все понимаю, но я ж не веду, я ж не пишу на стриме, типа, что я веду стрим и на английском. Ну, типа, блин, все как-то тупо получается немножечко. А чем вы удивлены? Я, блядь, не знаю, типа, английского толком. Я пишу, что могу, просто на этом английском ему и все. Ага. Thanks. Okay, we go to the task doing. Я ж кажу, я плохо знаю английский. Я даже не знаю, как формулировать такие речения, как бы толком. Битле, wait, what do I do? If you need to beat height level, so I don't know what's me do. I don't know because I can wait something people in my world in this game and go to this boss. This easy.
Yeah, what if guests come
Or I can go to the something people in the world, something world, and go on this boss and finish.
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you at...
Well, you and your brother haven't checked.
Oh, yeah, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business.
Hold on.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emily?
Is that you? I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine.
Oh, well, it's all thanks.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call... I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends.
Main character. Please send an text and this works in English.
Emily's friend. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
Why on the YouTube don't can write comments and YouTube translates these comments on your language? This is very good, but this not can doing YouTube. Why? YouTube doing please this, doing please this on the stream, not
Merchant Brothers?
You must be here to look for the August flower.
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of a goose?
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emily. We were just about to get into it, so I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched. That being said, some of them were merchants, one of a kind.
Because it's very good when YouTube can translate these comments, but he can translate in the video clip, not stream, not this video when we are in the real time.
The fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. A goose is even more prone to that. Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance?
Impossible. If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have...
Technically speaking, the scent...
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people met?
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably... Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It almost sounds like someone wearing their goose fragrance passed them on the street.
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud. Don't pay me any mind.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to...
Ooh, you've got the keys to the room?
I managed to tidy up...
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to...
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens. Oh, even... Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome.
Well...
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't...
All right, then. Ood, why don't you take Emily inside? I'll prepare some refreshments and join...
Так, окей. Войти в гостиницу, яку? А, вот всю. Я играю півчаса ще як мінімум, так що тут завдання більш-менш... А, нам ще треба ще безсмертечності буде зайти хоча б. Хоча ні, ми вчора заходили. Завтра или послезавтра я зайду уже.
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite. And my brother Blaze, while you're out, why don't...
Yes.
All right then. Where can we find your luck?
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back. Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect...
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You stumbled upon his weakness.
Is that so? Mr. Ood, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
Такс. Такс.
Master!
Hey,
Такс.
Who?
Kyria. August.
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar?
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can... Oh, thank you.
Такс.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle? Oh, really?
I checked. It doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's impossible. It's not like that kid. Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit.
Такс. Ага. Да блин.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before?
Такс.
Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move?
I don't know, because on my channel 70,000, how to this say, 1,000, 2,000, I don't know how to this,
So, how
number say,
emergency treatment.
but because I streaming in the morning, not evening, how do this something people's doing?
Hey, were you talking to us, mademoiselle?
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of the Ghost. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust, a researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and the 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding the Ghost. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profit. In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market.
And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine.
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucian just now, the name registered.
Miss Emily, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer, you have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine...
What?
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain, unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world.
Emily, you little...
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the 2 of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine, as you wish.
Sylvain?
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway.
No, I don't play with other YouTubers. Sorry, I don't play because these people who don't want to play with me, because I have more 70 people on my channel. Not how do they say? Wait.
And my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on
100, 200, yes, is correctly.
I had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijay.
I don't have 100,000 people, and something YouTubers don't want with me playing, because I know this, they won't play with people who have more big people on channels.
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
What?
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you...
Kyria was Vijava's. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing. Vijava kept him close. The 3 of us were probably the only ones. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared.
So...
Vijava doted on the
If I speak English very good, I can say correctly this what I want to say, but on English I don't get this doing.
The Auguste flower
Sorry.
wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste. Wait, does that mean Auguste is poison?
poison? No, no. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even if Auguste could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kyria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be Auguste. He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. We're not looking for Kyria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product...
So that's why you never mentioned Kyria during your...
Yes, exactly. We were...
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in Auguste, or what to do if you ingest it...
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact Auguste. That gives us a direction for further testing.
Well, glad to hear it. Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened...
Yes, of course.
Huh, you think so too? That does... But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now...
The way you exposed them like that? Just based on... Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are...
So you're a forensic...
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, basically there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the... I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation. I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
Ага. Ну, может, я и раньше закончу, скоріше за все. Так что не серчайте, если что. Такс.
I could get used to this.
Ага, окей.
Did some...
What? Edgar was attacked? He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's...
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'll start gathering my forces.
What about you, Tainari? Do you...
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emily needs...
but she said she's...
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deep... Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. As for me, I'll head to the academia and...
Oh, that's right! Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from...
From Emily's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of stuff. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Miss. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to. I'll leave you and Emily to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Окей. Окей, yes. Я не то сделала. Sorry, I don't doing correctly time.
Well, it's been a day. Wonder if Tainari's...
But ага.
Emily!
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. My chemical analysis of a goose also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions. I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace.
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking. Like
No.
perfume into the ocean.
PlayStation 4.
I had to use one of the new, unless you were abnormally sent. As for whether Master's condition was.
Oh, that reminds Paimon.
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by this. Excuse me? Is Miss Emily here? Oh, perfect! Familiar faces!
Yes, of course.
Oh, of course. Ainari's apprentice. He's mentioned you. And please, no need for formality.
Oh, okay. Did Tainari send you here, Colin? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so... Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever packed. Master considered that possibility as well. But the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match. How is that possible?
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
Lucian!
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Kirio came back?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now, we would...
Так, окей.
It's locked?
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Emily, Emily, my brother.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain, but...
No, that's not...
Traveler, Kale, Mr.
Ja, wie schon. No,
He
for.
needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of... He may have made some bad decisions in life, but...
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equal. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together.
If Kyria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do?
Lucien can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his... Traveler, I've got things covered here at the scene. I'll...
Who would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air. And now, Miss Emily, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor.
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant... I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears...
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust.
We'll help too. We don't know much about the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get it. Well, looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go.
Yes, yes.
So, did you find anything?
Hyman can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain...
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine.
Then, what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but...
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to...
After Kyria attacked Ted, we returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, but I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise.
So, no movement from the room next door. No signs of a struggle at the scene, and no external injury.
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucien's pupils were dilated, and his skin... There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night. No. Emily, you ran your test.
No, I didn't find any common.
See? A ghost is...
That may be true for most people.
Master!
Edgar? You're a...
Thanks to Sylvain. No matter how hard you...
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do know he would never give up. Not if he's doing all of the... That's Vijava's real. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru.
Fatous?
The Fatui. Well, that means that...
Ah, so you've already detected it.
Oh.
The August flower was created with the mutative and...
The Fatui, delusions...
Born of a delusion. August...
That's enough, Edgar. At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume. It didn't have any effect.
So you decided poisoning people?
Listen, it's not like it... unless you were particular...
It may be true there are no records of Auguste, but even if no one was acutely poisoned, that explains why you were so intent on keeping your Fatui, delusions, Auguste...
Ha! If I... all these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up at Auguste was harm...
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a...
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to discard, but... if the... before we could even put our plan in...
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to... Yeah, she could have just burned the flag.
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until everything she did. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion.
So she couldn't flee with her brother.
If her true identity... The Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion. So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash.
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena...
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her... That's why Lucien and I were searching for Kyria. To take back Armora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time. It was all a trap.
But why is Kyria out for revenge?
I don't think he knew his sister was near it. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kyria what really happened, and I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a Auguste. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hate.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death...
Edgar!
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a... If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our...
She knew her limits. She knew her death. We were just trying to earn a bit of moral. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target Lucien's crime. Was it real?
The only...
Fine. I've...
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya. Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers, although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A cry. I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. As for Sylvain, I'm sure he... Would you be willing to grant that request, Shep?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. The man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
Happen tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility?
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea if he targets Sylvain or...
That may be true, but if we take advantage of this situation...
Master, no!
If Kyria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, in other words, you want to use us as...
Capture? Not necessarily.
Afraid? This is my only... I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our... As for the danger...
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the... Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel.
I still have some reservations, but...
I'll also keep watch.
Although, I think Sylvain and if Kyria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back. And besides...
You mean if he doesn't see a...
If that were to happen...
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old pack of bone.
All right, we can figure out a plan.
Thanks. Thanks.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this...
He hasn't been convicted yet.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can...
Так, ну все, на этом я буду заканчивать. I will finish, sorry, but this time I will go and see you in the next time. Bye bye.